I'm Shroom Daddy, and this is the Tripping Channel. Well, here's what happened. Now, I always talk about starting small, starting with a small dose, and then getting bigger. Then start with a small dose. But here's what I thought I was doing it, but here's how I went wrong. And I fucked myself up good. I'm going to tell you all about how it happened. It's a very unpleasant story. To me, it was anyway. Maybe it'll be funny to you or something. Let it also be a cautionary tale. Was this ever a relearning lesson that I should have already known? But I didn't. Well, here's what happened. I still don't know how to grow my own mushrooms, and it's costing me a fucking fortune. I'm in California. I usually get white albino or golden teacher. Those are the two most common that I find. I've had others, and then I forgot to write down what they were called, unfortunately. But I've had maybe one, two, or three other kinds besides uh, golden teacher and white albino. But those are the two I remember. And then okay, so suddenly my mushroom person had penis envy. No, I don't mean that she had. Well, I don't know. Perhaps she has penis envy. I don't know. Penis envy is has a reputation of being 2 to 3 times stronger. So I was like, oh. So I was like, I was leaving town for 2 months. So I was like, oh, I like to test it first to make sure I like it before I buy a lot of it. But I was leaving town. Oh shit! So I bought a lot of it. I bought like 3 ounces. That's a lot. That lasts a long time. And I made tea from it. I was drinking it, and I was waiting to get high, waiting to get high, waiting to get high, and nothing happened. And I said, "Fuck, is it me or is it the penis envy?" So I had some white albino as well. As a backup. Thank God I had it as a backup. Did white albino and a very reliable trip as always. So I had penis envy again, and I was like, "This isn't doing anything." I said, "Okay, that was on a Saturday," and then on a Sunday morning, I said, "Well, let me do an experiment. I think that this penis envy is a dud. I think the batch is a dud. I think its reputation precedes it, and it just happens. Sometimes it's just a dud batch, and that's what happened this time. I usually start with a gram, and then I move on to 3 grams after I've had the first small trip. So I started the day with 6 grams, 6 grams of the penis envy, twice my normal amount, for golden teacher or white albino. I never take more than 3 grams at one time. Rarely. I'll do more than 3 grams throughout the day for sure, but right at once, that's my limit. So I did 6 grams, which is not only twice my normal limit, but because it's supposed to be 2 to 3 times stronger, it would be like 12 to 18 grams. Now, forget 18 grams. 12 grams, that is such a huge dose. That's when your ego dissolves. You are in a completely different plane of consciousness. I've never done a dose that high, but not even on ecstasy. A 6 gram dose should have been the equivalent of at least 12 grams and even as much as 18 grams. Those are huge, huge amounts to take at once. So then that was a month ago. And then yesterday, it had been exactly 4 weeks since tripping. So I said, fine. I took the whole 6 grams, started that, started my tripping that way. I was totally expecting to feel not much, something, but nothing significant. It was the same stuff that I had verified was weak as shit. Well, this time it wasn't. This time it was strong. And, well, it wasn't twice as strong as regular shit, but it was about as strong as regular stuff, but I was still taking twice as much. So it was twice as much as I needed to. And thank God it wasn't stronger. Thank God it wasn't, it was the equivalent. I took 6 grams and it felt like 6 grams, which was way too much to start with. And thank God it wasn't like 12 or 18 grams. I would have been just out of it. But it was the same stuff. I took the same dose, you know, that Sunday morning, and it was like light. And I took the same dose of the same batch of this stuff I had said was shit, and it kicked my ass, and it kicked me in the balls, and it kicked me in the face, and it turned me over and kicked me in the stomach, and kicked me every fucking place it could find. Now, see, I was not respecting the drug. You must respect the drug, and I wasn't respecting it. I was like, yeah. Yeah, you can do 6 grams. Fuck you. It's like nothing. You're a fucked up piece of drug. And the mushroom said, is that so? Is that so, bitch? Well, let me hand you your ass starting right now. And I went on the fucking worst trip. It was so fucking strong. It was so fucking intense. Fortunately for me, at least I experienced enough. I've had my fair share of bad trips. So I knew what I was in for. I disrespected the mushrooms, and it kicked my ass. Now, why? Why? The white albino that I have, that has a consistent quality to it. But, the penis envy doesn't. One day it does nothing to me, the next day it kicks my ass. You must respect das Shrooms, man. Let me make the mistakes for you, okay? So don't do that. Start with 1 gram. Start with no more than a gram. You can start it with less than that if you want to, but no more than a gram. Each trip doesn't have to be bigger. You can just do little trips. Just stretch it out all night long, or all day long, or all day and night long. You don't have to do it all at once. You can, but you don't have to. Just do a little bit at a time. Always start small, always. And don't think that you know better than the shrooms. They'll fucking kick your ass. And if that happens, go to my video, help getting through a bad mushroom trip. Especially if you're having a bad trip, go watch it right now. Don't waste another second. Stop watching this one and go watch it right now.